Hey, well, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. We are talking about the Passover here, and we've done 3 episodes on this. The first one was the lamb, and the second one was about the unleavened bread. And today we're doing the third episode, and it's talking about the blood. Okay? The blood is very important in the whole symbolism of everything that happens here with the Passover. So let's read today. We're reading from Exodus chapter 12, verses 21 to 30. Okay? It says this, Then Moses summoned all the elders of Israel and said to them, Go at once and select the animals for your families and slaughter the Passover lamb. Okay? So I have my Passover lamb. They were to select it. Okay? It was supposed to be a year old. It was supposed to be only a male. It was supposed to have no defects. Okay? And we talked about this before, that this particular lamb has a defect because the brakes or the chain from the bike got on here and put grease on the lamb, so this is now a defective lamb. So this lamb would not have been good for the Passover. It had to be perfect, and we talked about the symbolism that the lamb had to be perfect and represent no sin, therefore going all the way to Jesus being the perfect sacrifice, the perfect lamb, and had no sin. Okay, let's keep moving on here. Then verse 22, take a bunch of hyssop, dip it into the blood in the basin, and put it on some of the blood on the top and on both sides of the door frame. None of you shall go out of the door of your house until morning. When the Lord goes through the land to strike down the Egyptians, he will see the blood on top of and the sides of the door frame, and he will pass over the doorway. And he will not permit the destroyer to enter your houses or strike you down. Okay? So what's happened here is you take this hyssop, and this hyssop is more like it's a bush. You might say it's not a tumbleweed, but it's something like that. Imagine that type. It's a bush like that, scraggly bush. And then you would take that and you basically kind of use it as a paintbrush. You dip it, get the blood that was in a basin and put it, and then you put it on the sides of the door and on the top of the door. You didn't put it on the bottom of the door, okay, because you weren't walking through the blood, but you had it surrounded there. And so this destroying angel, it says in other translations, the destroying angel, would come through. He would pass over. That's why it's called the Passover, because he passed over those families that had that on there, the blood on there. And we talked about this before. You will have blood in your house that night, whether you like it or not. You can choose to have the blood of the lamb in there. And if you decide, I'm following God, I'm going to do exactly what God says, I'm going to sacrifice the lamb and slaughter the lamb and put that blood on my door frame, you'll have the blood in the house of the lamb. If you decide not to do that and you're like, no, I don't want to do that, I don't want to kill a lamb or whatever, you will have the blood of your firstborn in your house spilled. Your firstborn will die. So one way or the other, you choose God's way or you can choose your own way. I would choose God's way. All right. Verse 24, obey these instructions as a lasting ordinance for you and your descendants. When you enter the land that the Lord will give you as he promised, observe this ceremony. And when your children ask you, what does this ceremony mean to you? Then tell them, it is a Passover sacrifice to the Lord, who passed over the houses of the Israelites in Egypt, and spared our homes when he struck down the Egyptians. Then the people bowed down and worshipped. Amazing. They bowed down and worshipped during this. The Israelites did just what the Lord commanded Moses and Aaron. I love that. It says they did just what Moses and Aaron commanded them to do. They didn't should we do it completely or whatever? They're like, no, we're going to do it. They have seen the 10 plagues so far and all that God has done and how he divided up the people of Israel from the Egyptians, and the different plagues were separated. And they can see good and well the power of God. And they are assured that God is on their side, so we are going to do exactly what God wants us to do. Verse 29, at midnight the Lord struck down all the firstborn in Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh, who sat on the throne, to the firstborn of the prisoner who was in the dungeon, and the firstborn of all the livestock as well. Pharaoh and all his officials and all the Egyptians got up during the night, and there was loud wailing in Egypt, for there was not a house without someone dead. Key verse right there. There was not a house without someone dead. Okay? You had, and we said it before, you either had the blood of the lamb there, okay, that's not a person, but you had the blood of the lamb, but if you didn't have that blood of the lamb there, there was someone dead in your house, okay? Every house has a firstborn. And so there was going to be someone dead in that house that night. All right, that concludes our section on the Passover. Tomorrow we're going to get on like the Exodus, on them actually leaving as they take off out of Egypt. All right, thank you for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue our journey through Exodus. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.